Why would that
Well,
be strange?
I don't know. I just thought it was strange, but like it doesn't. It'll just make.
Okay, I'm ready.
Hello. Hi, fiance.
Hey, how's it going?
Ooh.
Oh, she's coming out. Okay, are we ready? Okay, right. Hey. Hello everybody, welcome to the 7th episode of Talking Nunsense. We have been gone away for France for pretty much the whole week, and yeah, we had to make our episode 6 on Thursday, just for you guys actually.
Hope you enjoyed it.
I am the HotLocalNun. This is
Your
the
fiance.
Sezza deck tool. Oh yeah, she's my fiance now, by the way. She doesn't shut up about it, but that's okay. It's really fun. It's really fun about that. Look at her fan herself. She's super happy. But yeah, we are here today, and I don't know what we're doing today, if I'm honest. So I'm going to pass it over to Sezza.
Hello.
My fiance, by the way.
Hi everybody. Hi, I'm the HotLocalNun's fiance, if you didn't know already. We were away on the weekend at Twitchcon Paris, and the HotLocalNun took me to Sainte Chapelle and got on his knee and got a ring out. It's so beautiful. I can't show you the ring. I'll put a photo of it up. I've got a replacement ring to try and get used to wearing a ring on that finger. It's just currently getting resized.
Yeah, she got rid of it because she didn't like me anymore.
Yeah.
Actually.
I was like, this is a great opportunity to make money. So I pawned it for about $3,000. It was great. But yeah, I'm super excited. I just thought that this episode, because we just got back from TwitchCon literally yesterday. Was it yesterday? Literally the day before yesterday.
The day before.
Wednesday. That we could just talk about weddings. Since it's all on topic and everything.
Weddings?
Yeah.
Weddings. Oh, okay, fine. But not
I can't
just
believe that I'm a fiance.
Yeah, I think also we should talk about, like, you know, how it came about, what made me want to marry you, what made you want to say yes, what plans were,
and then we can cry, and then we can make out.
I'm not crying. I'm not crying.
Why not? Would you cry at our wedding? That's the first question.
That's not a real question.
Wow, look at my emotionless
I reckon I would.
Stone man.
I reckon I would.
Do you reckon? I'd be like walking up the aisle. This is my bouquet. I walk like this, and you'll be like at the aisle, like, can you pretend to cry?
No.
Cry for me, daddy.
No, I'm not crying for you.
Why? I'm coming up the aisle. I'm gonna be your wife.
Yeah, we're not role playing right now. I'm not.
My dad.
Yeah. Tell me. Oh, with your dad?
Yeah.
Damn, I wish my dad came to the wedding.
Well, that's the thing. That's the whole thing we could have a conversation about, because
he's not gonna.
We don't know where we're gonna have weddings. But
I know.
Yeah,
my dad.
Okay, yeah, but it's your wedding.
No, he wouldn't.
What if we had it super close to him in London?
What?
Well, that's what I was thinking. So, for those of you who don't know, for some odd reason, I'm from Australia. Sim's from the UK, right? So.
Okay, you should specify where. Do you know where?
Whereabouts you're from in the UK?
Yeah.
England?
Yeah, whereabouts? You
are from a lot of places because you moved lots.
Okay.
The one place that you do say to people that you are from starts with a H.
Okay.
And it ends in why are you putting me on the spot?
Where is that?
What is it called? I don't remember.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, okay.
Interesting that you don't know.
Where am I from?
We might have to talk about this off stream at the wedding.
Where am I from then, beach?
You are from Adelaide.
No, the town.
The town. She wants the town. Okay, so she thinks that the place that I'm from, right? She only has to say the entire what's it called? The entire area, but I have to say the exact town. Isn't that crazy, guys?
Well,
Yeah,
anyway.
Okay, it's Hampshire. Just to let you know.
Hampshire. See, I knew. I was like,
Nice.
for some reason, my brain was stuck on Hertfordshire, and I was like, that's not even a place.
Oh, that's where Jamie was.
Oh, is
That's
it
probably
a
why.
place?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Hertfordshire is.
I was just getting stuck on where my brother-in-law lives.
Nice. But also, can we just say, actually talking about this, just a little thing. Don't you think having Shire at the end of things kind of makes it sound kind of cute?
I don't think it sounds cute.
Hampshire.
I think it sounds like cool, like
Cool.
the Shire. Yeah,
Well,
like
yeah,
Lord of
that's-
the Rings. Do you know?
Yeah, so like a cute little town kind of thing. But it's not.
Well, not cute. It's like badass. I want to live in a Shire.
How is the Shire badass? There's literally little people running around barefoot the entire time.
That's true. There's a lot of places, lots of
And they're
counties
all really
end in
nice
Shire.
to each other, which you don't usually get.
But do you pronounce it Shire? Like Hampshire? Hampshire.
Hampshire.
Because you don't say
Hampshire,
Hampshire.
but An American would say Hampshire.
Hmm.
You
Well,
know?
that was one thing coming here because I was like, how do I say? How do I say this?
Yeah.
Nottingham.
Shire. Nottinghamshire.
Um.
Warwickshire.
Anyway, so
Hampshire.
in my brain, like, so
Shire.
people always say
Yeah.
that your wedding is like the most important day of your life, right? And I've always been like, you know, I'd like to get married, but I don't put such importance on it being like the best day ever. But now that I've gotten older
Yeah.
and gone to like other friends' weddings,
Oh no.
no. I would just like it to go well and be fun
Well,
for
that's
everyone.
the thing. Yeah.
I don't want it
But-
to be like a big glorification for me personally as the bride. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
No,
Like,
I'm kind of the same, but I don't want to be center of attention kind of thing, but we are going to be center of attention. But I also don't want to have a casual wedding where there's no suits and dresses.
yeah,
I
like
don't know. Like,
dress-up occasion.
It doesn't have to be in a church. It doesn't have to be in something fancy, like super fancy. But I don't want. I don't know. There's just something about like, because it's a formal, it's a formal occasion. So I think, if someone came up in jeans, they're going home.
yeah. No,
They're going home, buddy.
yeah, that's always the thing. Like, I've always like thought that I would obviously get married in Australia. Like, that was always my thing. But now that I live in the UK, but we're moving to Australia at the end of the year, so it's kind of like such an interesting time for us. But I was thinking it'd be really cool if we could have like 2 celebrations and have like
How
a
would we
wedding
do that?
and then, well, like, even if we got like married and had the actual wedding in like Australia, and then we had like a function type thing in the UK, and then had like everybody come over, and it was just kind of like a big function kind of thing or something.
For your, because obviously Australia is very different, in regards, obviously people get married all the time in everywhere, and the generic idea is you get married in a church, you wear like suits and dresses and stuff. But have you ever been to a wedding in Australia? What's it like? What is it like?
I've been to quite a few, but it just depends. Like, I've been to like a few church weddings, and I've been to a couple winery weddings.
Winery weddings?
Yeah, so like Australia, especially where I'm from, have a lot of like picturesque scenery, lots of like really nice wineries, and a lot of them are really nice wedding venues, and they're super close to like my family and where we all live. So I've always thought in my brain that it'd be really cool to have like one of those type things. But like, it all depends. For me personally, I prefer weddings where you get married at the same spot that you have the reception. So I've been to quite a few weddings where people get married at, say, like a church. So you actually go get married at a different place to where you have the reception. So you would go
Is it
there.
expensive to get married at a church?
I don't know. See, I don't know anything about like how much all these things cost, or like how you book them, or how like what you do.
Because I think sorry to interrupt, but I think like a lot of people probably also don't want to get married in a church because they probably think, oh, I'm not religious, so I can't get married in a church. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or they probably don't want the religious aspect of getting married. But I think marriage actually has kind of like some, like, regardless of whether you're, you know, religious or not, that I think weddings must have started from some sort of like religion kind of thing, right?
Yeah,
If it started in a church.
I went to a church wedding once, and the bride was late, just a little bit late. I think we had like an hour to go to have the actual like wedding in the church, but then by the time we were leaving and they were all married and everything, they were kind of like trying to rush us out to get the next couple that were coming in getting married like straight afterwards, because like, you know, it makes sense if it's so busy and whatever. I think it was a Saturday as well, but I don't know. I think just personally for me, I've always just wanted it to be chill, no stressing around like that, like having to go to one location to another location. And I know as like a guest, like I went to a wedding once where we had to wait from going to the actual wedding. We had to wait 6 hours until the reception, which was at the night time with the dinner and the dancing and all that kind of stuff. So between that 6 hours, we were like, do we drive all the way home? Do we stay? Do we go somewhere else? Do we go to a pub? Like, what do we do? Like, I think personally, as a couple getting married now, I personally would like for my guests to just be comfortable and be at one spot where we can have the wedding, then have the reception straight away. So,
well, that's the thing. I think, you know, if we had, and I could picture this in Australia because, you know, it's always sunny, right? Nearly.
Well.
Yeah. Well, we could literally have an outside wedding, right? Like our friends, no doxing. And then, you know, like in like films where they have these like outside weddings, everyone's dressed up in suits and stuff, and they're just like talking. You got what are those things called? Canopies. What are they also called? Gazebos. Right? Gazebos. Just like that kind of stuff. I think, you know, that would be really nice.
Well, that's what I was like.
Super fancy, but yeah.
I was thinking, obviously it all depends on cost and stuff, but like my parents.
Here we go. Oh no.
My parents have a huge land out the back of their house, right? No, don't roll your eyes. Imagine if we had say like, because that land is free. We don't have to book or rent that, right? All we'd have to do is book or rent like huge gazebos that would have like the actual like procession of the wedding, and then we could have like tables, and like then we'd have to, you know, obviously cater and find food and then have DJs and shit. But like that would like cut all the costs of like a lot of it. And then we could like fly over like a lot of our friends that we want from here. They could come and stay. But the only thing I keep thinking is like, where would they stay if it was down where my parents live? Because it's pretty rural.
Yeah.
We could book out Airbnbs for them because there are quite a few of them around. But I don't know.
Do you like bouncy castles?
I do. Oh my god, we can have a bouncy castle. Would you actually?
Maybe, yeah. I just think of when I was last on a bouncy castle and I did like a front flip and I kneed myself in the nose.
Oh, cool.
Always think about it. There was this one time actually, funny this, Mum we went to this pub and Jamie was quite young, and we like, it was just me, Amy and Jamie, right? And there was a bouncy castle, no other kids. It was probably like maybe 7 o'clock or something, right? And we tried getting Jamie on the wall off it, and we just threw him over the edge instead. But we didn't purposely do it, but he just fell off the other side.
Of the bouncy castle? Onto the ground?
Yeah.
Did he get hurt?
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
I'm sure
it wasn't on purpose though. We were trying to get him onto the thing and he fell all the way down. Yeah.
Yeah, we could have a huge...
That was good.
Would you
Not
ever...
good that he got hurt. I'm just saying that was a good memory. Not that it's a memory that Jamie fell. I'm just saying it's a memory. It's a memory. Okay, it's a memory.
Would you ever have a themed wedding?
Yeah. Do you know what would be a really cool wedding? Right? You know, the mirror maze.
Oh.
Everyone's in the mirror maze.
What do you mean everyone's in the mirror maze?
Everyone's in the mirror maze and they have to try and find the wedding. And if they don't get in, then they've lost and they can't get to the wedding.
You put them through like a time trial in the beginning, like
it's like a little
you don't make it in 2 minutes.
Death run.
That could be funny. Yeah, you could have
so
like
funny.
little like activities for people to do while they're waiting for you to like get photos and dinner and
sick.
stuff.
So like imagine we ordered like a circus. We had bumper cars.
Bumper clot.
Bumper cars. We had the one with the fishing for a
Oh my god, yeah.
duck.
Oh my god, carnival themed wedding.
Carnival themed. We're all in suits. Just
We could
going
have a
around
tarot
playing
card
carnival.
reader.
Carnival.
The tarot card reader.
Oh yeah,
She could read our tarots.
nice.
I went to a 40th once.
Yeah.
It was our neighbor's 40th birthday, or like their son's 40th birthday, and he's super into like Renaissance and like medieval shit, and he's part of like a knight clan where they, you know, do the actual knight stuff at like Renaissance fairs.
Knight
And-
stuff. Like you mean like sword fighting knights?
Yeah. So like he
Okay.
has like the full like knight gear and stuff. So his 40th birthday was they decked out like the whole house. You know that house that's on the corner from my parents' house? Just on
The
like
what?
the road. You know the house that's on the corner from my parents' house?
Yeah.
Yeah, they decked out that whole backyard in like medieval
Oh.
theme. So it had like
Oh.
big like
Okay.
what do you call them? Barrels, white wine barrels, and we had hay bales, and we had like tables, and like everybody, and like rum, and like fucking steins. It was so cool. So I always thought, oh, that would be like really cool for like a wedding if you like set up like all like the wine barrels and steins
Yeah,
and
I
stuff.
mean it's cool, but also the carnival wouldn't be like a carnival wedding. It would just be like the after wedding. Do you
Yeah.
know what? Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, yeah. But like, yeah, with that kind of stuff, I feel like I would have to like that kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't hate it, but like, if you know, you'd have to love knights.
Yeah, I get
Do you know
that.
what I mean?
Oh my god, I love dragons. We could have a big dragon statue.
What
You have
about a
to-
dragon bouncy castle?
Oh yeah. We could have a pirate theme wedding.
No,
Why not?
I'm scared of water.
Oh. Oh yeah, I get married
Can't
on
be
the
a pirate
beach.
if you're scared of water, right?
Mm. Yeah, I don't really know. Like, yeah. What have you like always envisioned your wedding to be like?
In a church.
In a church?
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
That's
What
it.
about you?
Well, I never really thought about it. I was just like,
Never thought about getting married ever.
I mean, no. Because like, well, I don't know. You just see like weddings on the TV, and then you see like, I just never really thought about like what my wedding would be like, I guess. And now that like I'm an adult and I've been to
Do you
other
like
people's weddings,
weddings?
I'm like, I love weddings. I love going to people's weddings. But like the whole idea of like holding a wedding for me is just like daunting as fuck. I don't know. I think we're gonna be engaged for a long time, guys. So no stress.
Yeah, exactly.
we don't-
People are like asking, like, when's the wedding? Like, fuck me, dude. I literally just proposed like a week ago.
Not even a week ago. It was Tuesday.
Fine.
We literally have to organize so much with the move to Australia as well, so it's not going to be any
Yeah.
time soon. But like, it's just fun to kind of talk about and think about, obviously.
Yeah.
So,
That's the thing.
what made you want to marry me? You just knew I'd make a good wife because I cook you dinners.
You said that earlier, by the way.
Did I?
Old joke.
It is an old joke.
No, but I think for me, because you know, I always go back to when I was in a bad place, you came around and you were kind of like the angel that saved my life.
Just call me an angel.
I
That's
didn't call you
dramatic.
an
I
angel,
didn't
I
save
said
your life.
like an angel that
Okay.
saved my life.
Okay.
That's that. You're not an angel.
I didn't save your life though. You saved your own
I
life.
think you did.
I was just there helping you.
No,
Being
I
a
think
friend.
you definitely helped a lot. And you know, whether or not you want to agree or disagree, I know that you did. And you know, of course, we've all had partners in the past, but it's very, you know, it's very different. I've never really been like, you know, set on being like, oh, I want to marry this person. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Maybe I just had bad bad exes that just,
No, I
you
don't.
know.
I don't know. Like, I can't help but also think sometimes it could be an age thing as well. Like, sometimes you in yourself, you just kind of feel ready. Like, if we were like 24, maybe not
Yeah,
that,
there is
or
that
like
too,
21,
yeah, I
maybe
agree.
I'd be a bit more like, oh, I'm not ready to
Yeah.
get married yet. But now, I like with you, or maybe it's just you. I don't know. But I just feel like it's right.
No, I do see what you're saying. It's like when people say, you know, they want to enjoy their life before they have kids, or, you know, they don't want to rush into things, which is fair enough. You know, I'm not saying that you can't have kids. You know, you can have kids whenever you want. You can get married whenever you want. But I think, you know, when you're in your 20s, because it's literally like a couple of years from you being a teenager in school, it's crazy. And then you've got that whole 10 years of not worrying about school. You know, you're trying to figure out what you're doing with life. And yeah, that's just like on the back burner. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like a back burner thing where it's just, oh yeah, I'd like to get married, but I'm not thinking about that right now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And you know, as much as I was like, yeah, I want to get married at some point, as much, and I'm sure a lot of people also have this, where they think, oh, I'm never going to meet anyone, I'm never going to get married and stuff like that. And I had that, you know, I had that in the past where I was like, I'm not going to meet, you know, the like kind of dream that you have of meeting someone isn't going to happen. It's just a fairy tale kind of thing. But I think, you know, over time it could take, you know, you might not get married till like 40, you might not get married till 50, do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you will meet that person that you will want to get married to. Do you know what I mean?
Did you know from the start, or were you just kind of like, you know, when we first started dating back in 2020?
From the start.
Yeah, you know how people are like, oh my god, first time I saw you, I knew that's the girl I was gonna marry. And I'm like, you're just talking out of your ass, because I never believe anybody that says that.
Yeah. Sorry. It's just kind of funny that you like carried on.
What? Why I was talking?
Yeah, I get that. But I don't know. It's an interesting one. Did any of your exes bring up wanting to marry, apart from, I mean, obviously the one that I know about, but other than?
Well, that's the thing. Like, so I was talking about with like age, because like, so I dated a guy in high school, and that's how I lost my virginity, and he, when I broke up with him, he said to me, I always thought that I would marry the girl that took my virginity. And I was like, oh shit, sorry, I guess.
Oh yeah,
but
that was when you dumped him, right?
Yeah, we were like 17.
She forgot to mention that she dumped him. But yeah,
I did, didn't I?
There's nothing wrong with dumping, you know.
I said when we broke up.
To.
But yeah, so then I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. So, okay.
But it just shows how like young and immature we were. But anyway, and then the second one, we didn't really talk about it at all, because it was just kind of like, you know, we're just growing up and whatever. And then the third one, we were together for 5 years, and then when I broke up with him, he told me he was going to propose to me that year, and I was 24. And I remember thinking, oh shit, like even though I'd been with him for 5 years, I still in myself I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure about life, or like what I was doing, or no. But that's one of the reasons why I broke up with him. It's like, he wasn't a bad guy, he was a really nice guy, but like I wasn't sure about it, and I wasn't like ready to take that step when he seemed like he was. So I was, because he was like 3 years older than me, I think, not much, but like a little bit. And I was like, oh, like I want to explore more of like life, or like dating other people, and it wasn't fair on him. So that's why it ended. And then that freaked me out though. When he told me that, I was like, holy shit, because like we never talked about marriage or anything really at all. It was kind of like one of those things that like it was like taboo to talk about, because I didn't want to like ruin the surprise or whatever. But then as I've grown older, I've just got like learned to understand that you kind of have to be on the same page and understand that you both do want to. Anyway.
Yeah, but like, okay, so that person, right, that you were with for 5 years, did you say to them that you weren't sure, and that you wanted? Well, obviously you probably didn't say, oh, you don't want to marry too soon in case you marry the wrong person. You know, everyone's always got that. I also think, and I'm not even gonna take your word if you say that you didn't. But did you think that you would marry one of your exes? And that's not a bad question. I think it's normal to think at that moment in time that maybe, oh, this is the person that I could marry, or do you know what I mean? But it just turns out that it's not.
Yeah, I think with him particularly, when I looked into my future, I always thought, oh, it would be like we would get married, we'd have kids, but then it kind of just felt like the normal thing to do.
Yeah.
And I was
that's what I mean.
I was like bored of that idea for some reason. Like, and I'm like infinitely glad that I didn't, and that I had my weird freak out stage at 24 years old and moved across the world. I completely I'm so glad that I did do that because it has changed me for the better. And I've experienced way more, and I've actually feel like I've lived more of my life that I wanted to do. And now that you've proposed, and we are going back to Australia like I've always wanted to, so it just feels like I went out for wine with one of my best friends here in Scotland, and she knew about the proposal for months and I didn't know. She said it was so hard not to talk to me about it or bring it up, and I was like, oh my god, you did so well. But she was talking about how you proposing has only helped with I don't know how to phrase it. What did she say? The commitment that you're showing with not only the move to Australia, but with us in general. It's a grand gesture of, yes, I want to do this with you, and and I thought that was really sweet, and because I know you said yes to Australia, but in the back of my head I was still oh, but what if he's just saying yes to shut me up, or what if this or that, and but now that you've actually proposed, I'm like, oh well, that's he does want to be with me. I don't know, it's a weird thing. It's weird to
well, that's the thing. I think as I was saying, and I'm not exposing, I'm just saying, I genuinely believe since I've proposed to you, you've become more happy and confident in our relationship.
Dude, it's been 3 days.
Yeah, and I've seen the change.
Oh, really?
I've seen the change. It's crazy. Yeah. I get it. You're excited that you're a fiance. I didn't know that I was also a fiance, but I'm excited as well. But I've noticed because the thing is, you came over to the UK. You don't want to waste your time with some fucking prick that's gonna cheat or ruin your experience when you could have been at home and not had to deal with that. That's like me with Germany. Do you know what I mean?
I understand.
That's the kind of thing. But yeah,
because it's a really weird I think that's the most important part about relationships, is to know that you're on the same page, and I think that's where it becomes difficult, and that's when a lot of relationships fall apart. Even if you think you are both right for each other, you might not have the same goals in life or the same thing.
Yeah, for sure. So
it's nice to finally feel like we are kind of on the same page. But what was I gonna say? But yeah, that was also a thing I've talked about with many married couples in the past, or people that have had friends get married and then divorced and that kind of stuff, because they thought that marriage was going to fix everything.
Yeah.
And there's always been something that I've been kind of hesitant of, because I'm getting proposed to is a grand gesture, as I've said, and it is a huge show of commitment, but sometimes people do it to what's the word? No, I've lost the words. Anyway, I don't know.
Kind of it's like a blanket. They put a blanket over a fire. Actually, maybe not a blanket.
It's a great metaphor.
They put a tarp. They put tarp over a fire, and it's just gonna burn through the tarp.
Yeah, sometimes they will get engaged to keep the other person happy, to pretend that everything's fine or something. But then when they get married, they realize that everything is just exactly the same how it was before, and they just didn't. And then they get divorced.
Well, exactly.
I don't know.
I wouldn't propose if I wouldn't propose if I thought we were in a rocky situation. Do you know what I mean? And I think everyone out there also, you shouldn't, just literally put the tarp over a fire. You should try and sort things out, and if you can't sort things out, then it's just a shame that things can't work out, obviously, it definitely comes down to compromisation. I think of both lives. You got
Sorry.
what?
The compromisation isn't a word. Oh,
It is
anyway.
the word.
No, it's it all comes down to compromisation.
Yeah,
Is it a word?
compromising.
It's just compromise.
Between the two.
Okay.
Between two parties, and yeah, you can't just if it's not gonna fix a relationship. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that is the thing. But going back to, because I asked you the question, if you thought you were gonna marry an ex.
Oh yes, sorry, you go.
Like,
yeah.
obviously, yeah, I've had there'd be like an ex would be like, like talking about weddings and stuff like this, and I'll be like, yeah, and stuff like that. But I didn't feel. Do you know what I mean? Like you didn't feel it as much as now. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's an interesting one, huh?
That's cute.
Yeah, but I know, there's just there's so many reasons to why I think
So
yeah.
There you go.
No, I finished.
Oh, when you obviously leading up to it, so I guess we'll just tell the story. So you had apparently been planning this for months, seeking the help of my friends and your family and stuff to sort of get an idea about what ring to get and what my size was and all that kind of stuff. Planning how you were going to do it, and I had no idea because I was so self-absorbed. I took you off the trail of your birthday. I mildly used your birthday as a decoy. Because I told you that I was getting you a big present for your birthday. But you That's
had
so
no
funny.
idea what it was. And when I said big, she thought I meant massive, right?
Well,
and
that was the thing, because he was like,
Yeah.
oh, I've gotten you a big present for your birthday. My birthday is in May, on the 8th of May, right?
Okay.
And he's like, it's
Mine's
not...
28th, by the way, 20th of July.
It's his birthday soon, everybody.
It's coming up.
It's exciting.
It's coming up. Sorry,
So he said to me, he had a birthday present and it was on its way, but it was in two parts that still had to be made. And I was like, okay, so what was going through my head was that you've commissioned somebody to make something for me, right? And then he's like, I'm thinking, is it I actually thought, is it jewelry? Do you know what I actually thought?
Yeah.
I thought it was Charles Lister.
Yeah.
Because so we have a friend called Charles.
Lister what?
So he draws and he makes wooden rings. And every time I went into his stream, now listen, he would bring up his rings. And I was like, is he just showing me these rings because he wants to and he's excited? Or is he showing it because I'm here and he thinks that I would like it? But I do, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But then you came in and you were like, have you seen the rings that Charles is making? And I was like,
yeah, because he was so excited about them.
And then I didn't know whether you'd commissioned Charles, because that would make sense if he's working on art commissions as well, for a ring as a promise ring, because I gave Sim a promise ring back in 2021 when things were a bit difficult and I thought I would have to move back to Australia earlier. I gave him a promise ring to kind of signify the meaning of our relationship together, so that I thought that maybe he was just getting me a little promise ring that Charles was making with our initials on it or something. So I was like, oh, that's cute. So that might be why it's taking so long. But then he threw me off because then he said it's big and it's in two parts. And I'm like, what do you mean it's big?
That's what I needed. I needed the two parts.
I was freaking out because
I needed the two parts.
We're moving to Australia. I don't want to collect big stuff that I then want to take home with me. Do you know what I mean? You can't, it's really hard to ship something from all the way across the world. It's going to cost us a fortune. So most of the stuff I'd like to sell. So I'm like, don't give me anything sentimental that is huge and I can't take with me. So then he goes, oh, I've had your present delivered, but only half of it. So you can't come in. I'm going to put it under the bed. Don't look under the bed.
I shuffled the bed. I literally just lifted the leg up of the bed, right? A lot of times, making banging sounds.
Yeah, so he pretends to put this huge box under the bed when he's literally just banging around. And I'm like, oh, okay, so he's definitely put something under there. Maybe it's an easel or something, or
That's what, because I kept saying, it's like an easel. Because there was, I was like, it's like an easel, but it's not an easel. Imagine it's an easel, but it's something other. better than an easel.
And then so I was
So
freaking out about
baiting
having
it
this
so
big
hard.
thing. And he was like, no, I promise it wouldn't be hard to take to Australia. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
You're
'cause
stressing
she was
yourself out.
livid.
Because I was stressing myself out. I
She
was
was
like, I wasn't
She
livid. I was
wasn't
just
livid.
like,
No.
don't buy me anything big,
She
you
was
stupid
just
dickhead.
pissed off. She was pissed off at the fact that I'd bought her something massive that now she had to think as much as everything else to deliver to Australia.
So anyway,
But, yeah.
TwitchCon was coming up, right? So we just had TwitchCon the past weekend in Paris. And I was so caught up, because I was selling my art there at the Artist Alley. I was so caught up with the idea that I was going to be selling my artwork. I was so stressed. I had to get my prints over there somehow. I've been planning this for like ever since I got accepted, which was like 2 months ago, trying to like get the stock, make sure I got everything, book the flights, book the accommodation, organize people. And it was just like, I was just so focused on that I just didn't even think at all. And then, you know how something happens and then other things start to sort of like click together and you go, oh, that's why this and that's why this. That's what I started doing after he proposed to me. But it started making sense, like why, like initially we were kind of a bit hesitant on whether we would actually even go to Paris because of the riots and stuff.
And
a lot of
this is not good for me.
A lot of fellow streamers were canceling. And then so I said, I'm worried about Paris. And then Sim was like, oh, you know, even if TwitchCon got cancelled, because they did send out an email saying they'd keep us updated. He was like, even if TwitchCon did get cancelled, we'd still go to Paris, right? And I was like, probably not. But then I thought,
no, I was so disappointed.
Yeah. But then I was like,
go.
why would he still want to go? And like, wouldn't he just rather stay home? Because let's face it, we're pretty much homebodies, and like avoiding a big stressful trip is kind of easy to do.
Yeah.
And then I thought, oh, maybe it's because of our friend Fraz, who lives in Paris. We're really excited to meet him, meet the other people that were coming. You were excited too.
She said we.
Anyway, so that was like the slight thought that came across my mind. But what would have you done if Paris had been cancelled?
Oh, honestly, I would have to rethink everything again, because obviously when I was looking for the thing, so basically I had this in mind for maybe 6+ months, right? I did, you know, I wanted to get you a ring. I know I didn't get you a promise ring, which was a long time.
No, but that's fine, because that's what Rach and I were also talking about. Is like, if you just got me a promise ring, yes, I would have liked it, but like this is even more of a gesture.
Oh, exactly.
And like,
this
of course I wanted this. Like, yeah, I wanted this like 100%. So like, absolutely. Anyway.
Yeah. So wait, where was I?
So if TwitchCon got cancelled, we didn't go to Paris, and then your original idea.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I was planning it for like 6+ months or so, but I didn't want to look at rings straight away because I thought, first off, as you said, we're homebodies. We don't really go out unless we need to go like food shopping and stuff like that. Blah blah. But like there was no way for me to even look around, like look, right? And obviously your birthday was coming up. I was like, oh, I want to get her this ring, but her birthday's coming up, which means that I'm gonna lose money on like putting towards the ring and all this. So I was like, I came up with the plan to just pretend that I was getting you a birthday present, which, you know, I am taking her to the zoo. She wanted to go to the zoo, right? And she was like, she's gonna pay. And I was like, no, I'll pay. So I had that, but then she wanted to pay. So I was a bit like, oh God, that means I've got to actually get her something. And, you know, not in a bad way. I just mean regards to, you know, if I'm spending a lot of money on a ring, I want to be able to get, you know, as much as I can for that. And yeah, so I just pretended that I'd got her something to like keep it going. And yeah, it was just one of those things that is like, I don't know. It was just one of those things that just, yeah. Did I lose?
Did you lose?
I lost.
It's okay. Got distracted by chat.
Okay. Yeah. So Yeah, I had this hot idea. I tricked you into thinking that I was getting you a present, even though I did want to get you a present. I felt really bad about not getting you anything, and obviously I got you the kudo board, which is why I was with talking to Charles a lot, and he showed me the ring and stuff. I didn't want to just be like message people and then just not go to their stream. Do you know what I mean? It was kind of like, huh, I don't like you, but can you do this for me? Do you know what I mean? It wasn't ever like that. It was like I wanted to show people that, you know, I am, you know, I do like them and I do support them. You know, I might not come to their stream all the time, but you know, that is just how it is. So yeah, I had the kudo board, and then yeah, we had that, and then obviously France, yeah. Oh yeah, and so I was doing research into things that we should do in France, because I did, which Sarah didn't realize, that I did a lot of organization of when we were in Amsterdam to think for things that we should do, which I regret about the fucking what was the garden thing called?
Oh, botanical gardens.
The botanical gardens, because everyone rated it as like really good and all this. And I was like, yeah, we go to botanical gardens. We already went to one in Australia. We went to one in Scotland, and they were amazing. You know, they were just great places to be. And this botanical garden was so bad.
Yeah.
Like,
sorry, Amsterdam.
I may as well just take you into my garden.
Yeah. Oh my gosh,
you know?
all the Leos are so ugly. Sorry, they just pop up on the screen.
Yeah, so I was a bit annoyed at that, but I think the boat trip that I really wanted to go on and that I sorted, I think that saved the whole thing. So yeah, I was looking into France and I came across the chapel and I was like, oh my god, this place is insane. Do you know what I mean?
It's beautiful.
And guys, the pictures don't do it justice. I'm just saying, you have to go there and see it yourself. It's just incredible.
It's called like, Sainte Chapelle.
Sainte Chapelle.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
They've got like airport security inside the building.
We should have started this YouTube video with playing the actual proposal video, and then showed everybody.
We don't have to do that.
Nah, it's just old news now, isn't it? I also have to show them my ring, but you know.
But you got rid of it.
I've been doing that all day.
So she said yes, guys, and then she was like, as soon as she got home, she was like, I need to get rid of this ring, and then yeah, she's.
So I have a replacement ring. It's a dragon.
Yeah, it's very disrespectful to show it in front of the guy that gave you a ring.
Getting used to wearing a ring on this finger, and it's got height to it, so.
It's very disrespectful.
But the actual ring, I took it to the jeweler, and he is resizing it. It was a size 0, and I'm actually a size M.5. Size O,
it's a size O,
I'm sorry.
guys.
A size
not
O.
A 0. There are no sizes 0, okay?
I'm an M.5.
So it's an O. So basically, I obviously didn't want to be going like, oh, what's your ring size and all this kind of stuff. And jokingly, I think Amy brought down, or someone brought down the ring size thing when we were in down for Christmas. And I was like, oh, I'll just use this as a thing, just to, you know. That was a long time ago. And yeah, that's how I mildly figured it out, because I heard that, you know, rings expand in the heat, so I was like, I'll go for an extra size up, and yeah. But,
my fingers shrink and go big, and
I'm just happy that the ring fit on your finger. If it didn't fit on the finger, it would have been fucking embarrassing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah.
What did you say was your initial plan to propose before you got Paris in mind? Because I remember you've always said...
I had many ideas. But this was kind of like my fallback plan kind of thing. I wouldn't say that I was definite on this. I was like, you know, this is a good plan if I was to... Whether or not people think it's good or not. But yeah, so there's a place in London called Winter Wonderland, and it's like kind of like all sparkly, and you know, it's meant to be really romantic and all this. And yeah, I was gonna propose whilst we were like ice skating or something, like, you know, everyone's all like in their
it's so cute.
Their wintry clothes, and the skiing around, and there's the music, and there's like, you know, everyone's happy. And then I thought, oh, this would be a really cool idea. But then I found out about Sainte Chapelle, and I was like, this is it. Like throughout the entire time, like Fraz obviously lives in France. He was telling
Mm.
me all these different places. I was like, no, it's not it. This is the place. And he was like, and then he was like, what about here? I was like, no, I've thought about this. This is the place. Do you know what I mean? I was set on it.
Mm.
Like, I had many ideas. I thought, like, you know, I could have proposed it in front of the Eiffel Tower, even though you hate the Eiffel Tower.
I didn't hate the Eiffel Tower. I
No,
was just
she hates
memeing
the
it.
Eiffel Tower.
No,
She thinks it's stupid.
don't.
It's
I
a
just
metal pole in the sky. She
what?
hates
Okay,
it.
so what I find most interesting. I mean, obviously, all these buildings have history, and that's fine. But like, it's just a big tower. But like the other buildings, I'm like, they just got the beautiful like architecture, and they just look pretty, and they have all this history behind them. And that's, I don't know. I know the Eiffel Tower does, but I'm also like, oh yeah, but like this building's beautiful, like Sainte Chapelle. Such an interesting story behind it. But yeah, always have to defend myself.
Yeah, so yeah, there is that, and yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Gosh, I don't.
What made you say yes before we get to the end of the
Oh. Well, it's you, my little plum. I've been calling him a plum for the last 5 days because he wore pink pants and a maroon shirt, and he's a
always
little
traveling.
plum. I
said it. I called myself a plum, by the way. She didn't come up with that, but then she kept it. But yeah, carry on.
Well, I don't know. It's just, I don't
She
want.
doesn't know. Give me the ring back.
Okay. I just want to spend my life with you.
Yeah.
And like this weekend, like not only the proposal, but like just everything else with like how supportive you were with the con, and like, you know, the fact that you got out and did stuff with our friends, and made sure that I was still okay, but like, I don't know, you just handled it all so well.
I was rushing around for everyone.
You did so well. Like you just had a really good weekend, and it kind of just sort of proved the like commitment and your ability to be able to actually live life normally in a good way.
Yeah.
And you did really well. And then obviously, the proposal just
I was
topped it all off.
absolutely shitting myself like throughout the time getting to this moment, you know. Like I hit the ring, and I was like, obviously I did a lot of research into rings, and you know, there's loads of places. Like fucking Google is so shit, by the way, because Google's been programmed into giving you generic, like, who has paid the most to get the top of the page of a Google search. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was even using like DuckDuckGo to like look around, and I was getting sick of seeing, like, you know, DuckDuckGo, if you type in the same thing on Google and then you go on to DuckDuckGo and then type in the same thing, you'll get different results. And that's because Google has, you know, people pay, or companies pay to be put on that top list. Do you know what I mean? So I was getting sick of that, and I was going through all these things. I've still got actually all of the, like, the bookmarks and stuff, I think. Of,
oh, really?
Yeah, of all of the websites and like things. But then I found this ring, and I was like, oh my god, this ring is amazing. But I couldn't afford it. I couldn't. It was super expensive. And I was like, okay, I need to find out something like this, like that. But I'm not saying that the ring wasn't expensive. I'm just saying in general, this was like, you know,
this one was extra.
if I was a celebrity, I would buy this. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. But again, I still, even if I had a lot of money, I still feel like it's probably not, you know, I don't think it's all about that.
No, absolutely. I mean, like, that's what I've always said, like, when I pictured in my head about getting an engagement ring, like, I've always been like, oh, you know, it doesn't have to be like that expensive. It could be like like relatively cheap, because it's more like the thought that counts. But you did tell me how much the ring is worth, a roundabout figure, I won't say. But like, knowing that I have this like expensive ring on my finger kind of like half freaks me out, but then it's also kind of like, oh, do you know what I mean? Like, that's mine.
Thing,
like,
you know? It was like that. So.
And like, I'm not a gold digger, but it's kind of like,
came to the wrong guy. She's a gold digger. Let's put it that way, guys. She want to check my account? Be my guest. Put some money in there whilst you're looking.
But yeah,
I'm kidding.
It's kind of nice.
It's like that.
But now I wish I want to get you something that's like the same amount.
No, because I know how much you've helped me Wait, what? You're not getting me something the same amount. I'm telling you that now. You're
Could get a
definitely
little
not.
crown.
Crown.
A gold tooth.
Yeah.
An earring.
Don't do earrings.
Mm.
But yeah, I don't want you spending any money on me.
No money on
That's
me.
that's one of the things in a wedding that is meant to be expensive, but not. Also, when we were at the drag race, actually, the drag show, there was a drag dressed up as a glittery nun. Did I show you the
Ooh,
picture of that?
I didn't see a picture. No.
Oh, it was so cool.
Mm.
I was like, damn, maybe I should get a glittery nun outfit.
I mean, yeah.
But,
You should go full drag.
That was a big. I got distracted.
If you
Yeah.
If you
also
had
want to
a
add, the reason why I wanted to marry you is because you're my best friend.
Oh, me too. But you.
Yeah, well that's what I mean.
And like we could just be
it's
each other, like around each other. Like we're never like, I never feel like we're like fake with each other. We just,
well, that's
you
what
know,
I'm
we can speak honestly to one another, and like,
and we're
that's
like a
really
team.
important. We're like a team.
We're literally like a team.
I know.
It's crazy.
And it's just we work so well. Like I think one of the things that I struggle with is communication and expressing my feelings. I can be a very emotional person, but like I don't really know how. My brain has trouble like sort of putting it all together in like a logical, mature sense. So I'm trying, but I feel like even like when we have disagreements, not always.
I'm not sure if I was blurry, but yeah, carry on.
Well,
I think I am, but anyway,
blurry.
yeah. More.
Yeah. Wow, what's that? Like I could joke around with you and stuff and still, you know that I'm joking and we can, yeah, we're on the same page. That's basically it.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Oh, that sounds good.
Did it?
Yeah. Good
But you
again.
didn't like ASMR.
Oh, I like that. I don't like it when it's like.
Oh, it's like when you listen to. Oh shit! Sorry. No, it's like when you listen to a cat purring down the mic. Oh my god.
Kind of sounds like it. Oh my god, it sounds like a little chihuahua when they're angry, or like Ellie when she's like angry and she's like. You think?
A little bit. Local ASMR. What's your one? Ella.
Does that sound good?
Yeah. I love how we've just turned into an ASMR thing at the end of the stream.
What's this sound like?
Scratching. What about this?
Ooh, that's quite nice. I don't really have anything else.
Oh, they said no.
What does this sound like?
Sounds like a box opening.
Oh no, I just ripped my Charizard card in half.
Oh no, not like that. I don't have anything else really. What does this sound like?
Actually, kind of nice.
Is it?
What about this?
What is yours? That's rubbish.
What about this? Okay, that was loud.
Too loud.
Sorry. That sounds nice. Oh, it's Stitch. It's like, what the fuck is that? Anyway.
Yeah.
I guess that wraps up our episode of Talking Nunsense, episode 7.
Just ending with ASMR.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the most watched part. It's gonna be the most
ASMR.
watched part. Yeah.
Maybe I should
That's the
title
best
it
bit.
like ASMR between 1 hour and 3 minutes.
Oh wait, can I do this one just quickly?
It's gonna fart in the mic. can't tell if I like that or not. It kind of sounds a bit warbly. No, that's awful. Can't even hear it. Can we just end the episode now?
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Do we want to show them a proposal video?
I mean, did you want to show them?
Yes.
Okay, and I can count down?
Count down?
Yeah.
I guess.
For how long you had
We could
these
watch
sitting
it.
on my knee?
We could watch it and provide commentary.
Well, hurry then, because I
Okay.
really need the toilet.
Okay. Give me a second. I need to put it on the screen. So here we are. We're just gonna watch the TikTok version because
Hey,
hey.
not over my face.
Well, just give me a second.
Oh, this way. Hey. Okay, let's see it.
Should we watch the TikTok version or a different version? The normal version?
What other versions are there?
Well, there is one in my Discord.
I'll just do this one. It's
Yeah,
there
but
now.
then the other one, this one has music.
Music.
Yeah.
Why has the other one got music?
Okay, hang on.
Why has the other one got music?
I've downloaded this one because it's on TikTok, so it has like the me music.
Oh yeah, don't do that.
No.
You think this is some kind of joke? You think this
Oh,
proposal was a joke?
Oh no!
She's ruining it.
I ruined it. I ruined the surprise. Sorry.
Oh no.
Now you know that I ran away and say no at the same time.
Oh my god. Okay.
Okay. So this is the gorgeous Sainte Chapelle. We were lining up to take a photo of us, and I was already feeling awkward because I don't like to be like the center of attention and like taking people's selfie times. And then there's a photo of us literally standing side by side, and I'm standing there looking awkward because I don't want to be in people's way, and Sim's standing there looking awkward, and he literally has the box in his right hand and I haven't seen it yet. It's funny.
Yeah, I had to unzip it from the bottom of my trousers.
Anyway, here we go.
There's no sound. Well, I can't hear sound. You can probably hear sound. Yeah, so she ran away from me and I was sat there for like, I'm not even kidding, 10 seconds on my knee, and she said nothing.
I felt so awful, but I was feeling so awkward and like
Nothing.
overwhelmed and like in disbelief. And I love our
Yeah.
friends chuckle.
And then she doesn't like public affection, which is why I didn't go in for the kiss. Because what if she's like, after 10 seconds of her saying yes, I go in for the kiss and she's like, no, no,
No.
no. Do you know what I mean?
I know,
You know
it's
what I mean?
so sweet. It's
But,
my favorite
yeah.
video.
It's your favorite video.
I think I said something like, "Are you shitting me?" But look at him and look at the
I
way he
remember
like.
saying half of your name, right? And then you went, I can't remember what you said. You were like, stop it or something like this. And it caught me off guard. And I was like, wait, what's the rest of her name? Like, you caught me off guard as I was saying it. And I got your name, obviously. But like halfway through, you caught me off guard. I was like, this is not meant to happen. I had it in my brain that I would say your name. You'd be like, oh my God, yes, yes. Oh, or something like that. And then we'd kiss. But that did not happen. So I was sat there, like I literally had this whole like thing in my brain, and I sat there on my knee, and I was like, "This is not how this happened. This is not how this worked. This went
No.
in my brain." And I was sat on my knee for so long, and I was like, "Wait, is she gonna say yes or no?" I'm really confused now. So I was sat there for so long. And honestly, when I get up off my knee, I am shaking so much. Like, honestly. Like, you see me when I get off my knee, I was shaking. I can't, like, I'm surprised I didn't fall over. I was so shaky.
See, I
But I can see it from your point of view. You know, you're shocked. You didn't know this was happening. It was a normal day for you, and then like, you know, it's a massive surprise. Like, there's not really any other way you could have reacted. You know what I mean? But in my brain, it was
you had it planned.
smooth as fuck. But yeah.
No, because like when we were standing side by side, and then like, you know, when you're taking a selfie, and then it was all such a blur to me, and like I was smiling.
That's what I mean.
And then I don't even know how I noticed you go down. I just kind of like looked, I think, at you, and you were like down or whatever, and then I like it all went so fast, and then you did say my full name. You said Sarah, blah blah blah, and then I was like, that's when I knew you were serious, because I said, are you kidding me? Because I thought you were just joking around. Like, I don't know, because you've done it a couple times, and sometimes boys do that.
Guys, in the past, I've pretended. I've gone down, not fully. I've gone down like, as like, kind of, you know how like guys courtesy kind of thing. I've kind of done that and then been like, and then just stopped.
Yeah, but that's what's going through my brain is firing all these like, no, this is this like explanations, and then so when you said my full name and I could see in your face that you were dead serious, I was like, holy shit. And then that's when it felt like everything from the past week, even so longer than that, all started to make sense. It started to click. Why we were there, why Fraz was there, why Fraz had his 2 phones out, why he was giggling, and like the giggle is what got me. So when he chuckled, that's when my attention got diverted from you, and I looked at him like, you bitch, because he knew. And then
he knew
I had no idea, and then like that's why he rushed me through security without making me see Sims having to pull his ring out and all that kind of stuff. And that's why I ran to him, and I thought, oh, you, because I wanted to already do that. Oh, you bitch, you knew, like, oh my god. But then I forgot that I left you on your knee. And then I thought, oh shit, no, I can't leave him. And then I turned around, and then you said, because when I turned around again to like go to you, you said, will you marry me? And I was like, holy shit, like, because you actually said it, like, and then my heart was like, oh, and then
I think everyone can see that in the video, like, you know, I think everyone can see that I'm a bit like, what the fuck's going on, but they can also understand why you're like acting the way you are. I think, you know, there were some people whispering around when you know, after it, because I was just looking around and I was a bit like, do they think that maybe she just said yes to make it less awkward, you know, because everyone knows us. They know that you meant it, but like to them, it might be like, oh, she was just saying it just to. Yeah,
but like after you said,
no,
but I meant no, because I thought you were kidding. It's so awkward. Like this is the pinnacle of me. I am literally the most awkward person. I don't mean to be. It's just that my brain works different to other people, and it doesn't quite get what's fucking going on. Oh my god. And then so that's why
Fraz had his phone, so this is the reason why he was recording twice, because his phone is a piece of shit. It's a piece of junk, right? He's got like a 12 megapixel camera, and I was like, like, even my phone right now looks like shit, right, guys? You see that TikTok that we just watched of it, right? That's my phone at 24 megapixels, right? And actually, I think it's more because it's the back camera, and I was recording and whatnot, but he had his phone out, and I said, you are not recording it on that. I said to him, you're not recording on that. So that's why I gave him my phone, and he was recording on his phone. He was recording on the way up.
Yeah, he recorded my reaction going into the chapel, and I was like, wow, does Fraz really love this building that much? I actually want that video because I haven't seen it.
But yeah, it's clear from every angle that you were in shock. I was in shock because I was like, is she even gonna say yes? And because it didn't go. In my mind, it was just smooth sailing.
It's like every person that I've shown this that knows me has had a completely, like, they knew that is just my reaction. Like, they knew that, like, And then, like, the first thing that went through my head afterwards, I was like, can't wait to tell my family. I'm like so excited. Like, it's just, I don't know.
She told her family before she said yes, by the way.
Yeah, I was like, just give me a second to stay there, please. Oh, guess what happened? Oh my god, what do I do?
Yeah, no, she didn't really.
And like the other thing that happened as well is that you and Fraz, before this happened, Sim was telling Fraz how to focus the camera. So he was like, oh, you know, if you press like your middle finger on the focus bit, like it'll focus that area. And
I didn't
like,
know that.
I was like, that's
the way.
weird, because like I thought everyone knew that, but then like
I
the
didn't know
whole
that.
time that we were taking photos of everything, like I was like, why is he reiterating to Fraz? Like, I was like, it's probably because, you know, to get like the glory of the building.
Why would
Well,
that be strange?
I don't know. I just thought it was strange, but like it'll just make sense afterwards. Yeah. Anyway, can I show you guys the ring real quick?
Okay, she hasn't got it with her because it needs resizing, because I didn't want to ruin the surprise.
There she is. Isn't it beautiful?
And also, guys, just to let you know, I saw this ring like 3 times. I'm not even kidding. I saw the ring 3 times because I didn't want her to walk in on me having this ring out. Could you imagine? It would be absolute, everything's ruined.
I'd be like, oh, who's that for?
I sent like shitty ass pictures to the friends that did know, by the way. Friends that did know. Also, thank you to everyone that didn't say anything, that knew about it.
How many people knew that I know?
I would say about, okay, wait. Maybe 9 or 10.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait,
yeah.
Did anybody know that I don't know?
They all knew you didn't know.
No, like,
what?
Did you tell anybody that I don't know?
You knew all of them.
Can you tell me who all they were, or are you doxing?
Fine.
Okay, cool.
Jamie knew.
Uh-huh.
My mum knew.
Yeah.
Amy knew.
Yeah.
Rachel knew.
Yeah.
Spud knew.
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty sure. Rez knew. Kelly knew.
Uh-huh.
Badsy knew. Wireshark knew. And Fraz knew. So that's 10.
10 people.
10 people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to work out if there was anyone else. But yeah.
I literally took this photo on the flight home. Sim was asleep, like, and then I was like taking photos of my fucking ring. I've also got it at like different landmarks.
Was that on the plane? Is that a picture?
This one's on the plane, yeah. I was playing around with the
Lord.
exposure and everything.
She's like on the plane just showing off her wedding ring, like, you know, no one could just steal it from her finger.
Well, they won't be able to now. It's going a size and a half down. The Eiffel Tower.
I know.
This is the actual Sainte Chapelle. I'm gonna cherish these photos forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't believe it happened. I'm still in disbelief. Am I awake? Wake up.
Wake up.
I'm asleep.
Yeah. And then she took me on Thunder Mountain to show how much she hated me.
That was the day before, and then he actually considered not proposing
to me.
to me.
Shit. Was that that was the day before?
Yeah.
I didn't think I was going to recover that day. Honestly.
I knew you were.
I was like, okay, goes around the rocks on a train. You go around the rocks on the train. That's fine. It was like, guys, imagine a cartoon character where this like train had like ADHD and it had super like energy all the time. Woo, 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 kind of thing like that. And it's like, let's go on a train ride. Let's go. And then they just drive around. It's like, wow, 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 kind of thing like this. That's how it felt. But the thing is, I did not know, which you don't see realistically, is that it goes into a cave and it's fucking pitch black. Okay. It's fucking pitch black. And now I'm not good with rides. So when I'm in the darkness, I don't know where I'm going. I'm holding on to dear life, right? I don't know where I'm going. So I'm getting motion sickness because, you know, if you're pitch black and you're thinking you're going this way, but you go that way, it fucks with your brain, right? So that's what got me. And then it went into 1 and I was like, okay, I feel a little bit like a queasy, but not like sick. And then I was like, oh my God, we're in this tunnel. And I was just sat there like thinking, when is this over? When is this over? And yeah, the whole entire time of being in there, I thought that they had speakers around inside the caves for like, you know, when people are on roller coasters and they're screaming and it's like, and all this kind of thing. I thought they added sounds in the cave to make it sounded like people were screaming on the roller coaster. Little did I know that it was our friend screaming. I thought it was like bats. It sounded like bats in my ear, like supersonic, like bats in my ear. I'm not even kidding. It like, I don't know. But yeah, it was our friend and apparently Sarah as well. And yeah, I was having like PTSD. I don't know if anyone's seen like the original Batman films, but like when he was a child, he fell down this like well or something, and there's like bats all around, all coming down the like. Okay, you didn't have to show it, but yeah, there's like bats on the walls, and they're going kind of thing, and like, and he just reminded me of that. Like I was in darkness, and I could just hear bats screaming, like, and I was like, what the fuck? And then I got off the ride, and then I found out that it was these guys screaming. And there wasn't any speakers.
I just love how like everyone's having a great time
because it's just, oh my god. Like outside, I felt pretty safe because I could see where I was going next.
I just love the arms, the way you're like holding on, and you're like,
yeah, I was holding on to dear life.
And then you've got like honestly, our friend in the background who's just like, wee.
The thing is, I remember we got off this ride, and honestly,
he was as white as a ghost. He was pale as shit.
I could just about walk. I got off it, and I was like, oh my god. And then they felt like they needed food, and I was just like, I need to sit down. Because we went through Alice in Wonderland's little like maze, and I had to duck through this little door, and I nearly fell over because I was just not there, kind of thing. And like there was an upstairs bit, but I didn't want to say, guys, there's an upstairs bit, because I was absolutely gone. Yeah. So I just had to sit down for like an hour, and then I recovered. So and then we had fun.
What a great time.
Yeah, it was I really enjoyed that day. I really enjoyed France. I genuinely think I had a better time in France than Amsterdam, but I do think that Amsterdam architecture is more pretty, without sounding rude to France.
I don't know,
because France has amazing architecture as well, but like the houses, the atmosphere, I don't know if it's because there was just so much water around as well. I don't know what I'm saying anymore, but yeah.
France, I had like one of the best weeks of my life. It was so National Circles I got proposed to, but it also helps. It was just amazing. I had such a good time, just with friends and just everything. It was great. And we get to go out to dinner every day. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I'm obviously sad about the people that we met in France, in Amsterdam, that weren't able to come this time round.
I know, like if we had like Def and Rez and everybody there, that would have been cool. But alas, next time.
Everyone, really.
Right.
Next time. She says next time.
Yeah, that'll be next time. We'll come visit. Easy. So, fiance, any last words?
Yeah, I need the toilet.
Yeah, okay. We'll wrap this up. Are you going to be streaming as well?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Oh, I accidentally
Any other
broke it.
questions?
So, do you love me?
Yeah.
Do you love me? Are you playing your love games with me? Do you love me? Are you playing your love games with me? Do you love me? Okay. All right. We're leaving. Goodbye. Goodbye, everybody.
Wait, you haven't even said goodbye. We haven't even started at the end. Guys, thank you for watching episode 7 of Nunsense. Sorry that Sezza wanted to go without saying bye. That is very rude of her. You can leave a comment if you want to, saying that you're angry about her, just shutting off the episode without saying bye. But if you would like to see us, we are on Twitch. We are on other places, the socials as HotLocalNun for me, and also Sezza or Sezzadactyl, because she's a dinosaur at heart. And yeah, you can find her there.
Yeah.
So thank you, guys.
Guys, thank you for joining us. And yeah, we'll see you next week with whatever we do for next week.
Yeah.
Talk about being cryogenically frozen, because I remembered that was the thing I wanted to talk about last time.
But yeah, stuff happened.
Stuff happened. I got engaged, my fiance. I was actually creeping out when, this is so sappy, when you were talking before, I was like, oh my god, he's gonna be my husband. I was just staring at you. Anyway.
When
you were just talking about something random before.
Oh, okay. So
that's cute. He loves it. You can see he pretends, he always does this. He pretends he doesn't love it. And then he just goes, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. But in his heart, he's like, yes! Whatever. Oh my god, she's so sappy.
Anyway, let's cut this shit.
Okay.
Let's cut it.
Goodbye. See y'all later.
See ya.
Bye.
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 Okay, no, actual. Bye. Bye. Bye, everybody. Thank you for stopping around with us. Bye.
Bye. Bye.